messed up. Oh.
You're in it this time.
Hi guys, hopefully you can see me. I've done this video like 900 times and I just watched it and you can only see from here up. So it's just a video of anyway, you should be able to see me now. I hope so. My name is Jessica. I am going in for gastric bypass on 36 days on May 12th. I've been watching a lot of videos on here and I decided, you know what, I'm going to do videos. And you can see by the other videos that you're actually watching two people have gastric bypass. My fiance, Joe, has had gastric bypass. He's 4 weeks out and doing amazing. And mine will also be documented just as well as his was. Mine may be a little bit more than his is because it's kind of difficult to get him to do it. So, anyway, the videos that we make are for, not only for ourselves, because we'd like to see ourselves in the future and watch the progress that we've done, because I think that that's what's going to help us keep it off. It's also for, we have a lot of family that lives all over the place, and we can't call every single one of them every week and let them know what's going on. I'm sure, you know, nobody really, until they want to watch the videos. So that's why we're posting them on here. Third reason is for, a lot of videos are on here and talk about gastric bypass, and a lot of them are different. So I thought, you know, what's one more video to help people decide if they want to have the surgery or if they've had the surgery and have questions. So that's pretty much it. That's why we're making the video. So just 3 different reasons. There they are. As well as Joe, we're having gastric bypass, or he did, and I am, with Dr. Lautz, L-A-U-T-Z, in Boston, Massachusetts, at the Brigham and Women's Hospital. He's pretty world-renowned. He pretty much single-handedly passed laws in New Hampshire so that all insurance companies must consider gastric bypass as a procedure, because it's becoming more serious. So he's pretty cool. He's pretty cool. Great rates and everything like that. You know, statistics. I mean, great statistics. So it's really nice. So my surgery is May 12th. I'm ready for it because I've got everything that Joe had. I've basically been through it once, and he's going to go through it again with me. So, you know, I think I'm pretty much ready for it. There's nothing I haven't seen, you know, with Joe and everything. So, the one thing I want to let you guys know is I did make another video, but I'm just going to combine it into one. Being a person who, I've seen my friend have gastric bypass, and it kind of tore our relationship all apart. Just now we're starting to talk more and stuff like that. Joe had gastric bypass, so I'm actually living with somebody who's had a lot of weight loss so far. I mean, it's crazy. You'll have to watch his video, of course, to find out how much. But he's 4 weeks out, and there's been a couple of arguments where things are really confusing because you're happy, and I'm happy for him and where he is, but I'm also really jealous. And I don't know why. It's not something that you can control. There's a lot of emotion on both sides. People who have had gastric bypass change drastically. Just as much as their weight falls off, their personality changes completely. People have got to understand that not just the surgery changes your weight and stuff like that. It definitely changes personalities. Ask anybody who's had gastric bypass. Are all of your friends still, you know, all of your friends still your friends? There's no changes, nothing at all? Not one, if you ask me, not one's going to be the same. Not one of them is going to say everything's the same. And you can see it by looking at somebody's first video and then looking at their last video. Look at how their personality changes. You can tell in their voice, the way that they act, how they do their videos. Not only is it a peppy, happier, but there's also different little different traits. Like I've noticed one person on here where people have said a lot of like really mean things because her personality changed from being a bigger girl and being strong and independent to being more sassy, more preppy, kinda, I guess. I like her, but a lot of people see the change and they get really upset that she's changed every single person changes. Every single one of them. So being a person who's had gastric bypass, make sure that you realize that the people around you, you know, they're emotionally changing too because of the way that you're changing, and just be a little bit more aware of what's going on. And not saying that because me and Joe's not getting along or anything, because he stood by me in the fact that I get upset and about everybody changing except for me. But of course my chance is coming. So, but also being the person on the outside, I've had to learn to become more aware of the gastric bypass patients' feelings. You know, they're changing. They don't know how to. They got so much going on that their brain doesn't know how to function. I mean, there's just so much going on. You know, of course there's going to be arguments and stuff like that because they don't see the changes that they're really making as much as the people on the outside. So for both sides, person that has had gastric bypass or the person who hasn't and knows somebody has, be aware that things are going to change. And if you want their friendship, if you want to be with them, be their husband, their wife, or whatever you are with them, realize that things are going to change. And be willing and open-minded to see the changes. That's all I have to say about that. So, besides that, I'm ready for the surgery. I'm going to take the camera in with me, as we did with Joe's, and document as much as I can, because I know that that's something I was looking for. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm pretty open. Pretty open. But I do want to say real quick that I have seen a lot of videos where people have said, well, there was one in particular that really upset me, where she said that she was skinny now, she's had gastric bypass, and being over 300 pounds, she said that she was healthy as a horse, and she considers her surgery to be in vanity because she's had to take more medicine now. Nobody has gastric bypass out of vanity. If you have gotten approved, if you've gotten approved for gastric bypass because you were 100 pounds plus overweight, your BMI is too high, and it's obvious that there's health risks that are either in effect or going to be in effect, it's not vanity. You can't have gastric bypass. It's not like plastic surgery where you go in and you get a new nose when your first nose was functioning correctly. Your body's not functioning correctly, so you need to have gastric bypass. You have gastric bypass and you get down to weight and you change a lot and things like that. But it really upsets me that she would come across and come on here and say that she knows that it was out of vanity and she would take it back. Okay, well, maybe you should have thought about that before. Because I guarantee that if she was the size that she was before, she would have shut her mouth and not said anything about the fact that she did it in vanity. You will never hear me say I've done anything in vanity after watching my friend go through it, because it's hell. Joe go through it, it is hell. I've seen him go through it, and he's still going through it. And for anybody to say that, you know, after the fact where they're not remembering all that pain that they went through, all that mental anguish over the fact that they had an addiction to food and had to break that addiction, she doesn't really remember that, so now she's saying that it was out of vanity. Nobody has gastric bypass out of vanity. That's all I have to say about that. So anyway, keep a view out for our videos. I'm making as many videos as I can. It's kind of difficult to get him to make them, so you'll probably see my face a lot more. Surprise! So anyway, thank you for viewing. I really appreciate it, and you know, as many people as we can help, we would love to help. So. Alright, so message me if you have any questions. I have all the diets online, and I'm willing to give those out if anybody wants any information. Okay? Thanks. Have a good day.